Here we are once again with Mod Day 20. Today we are doing Skyrim 2020, Skyrim 2019, and 2018 by Pfuscher. I hope that's how he wants it pronounced. I have no way to verify. So let's go ahead and download. 2017 is no longer required because it's replaced by everything in 2020, but tense is recommended as part of this one. So 2018. Mod files, download 2018 with your manager, download 1.5 and 1.6. Now 2019, get 2019 and the farmhouses add-on. And for 2020, go ahead and get 2020 2.7, then get 2020 2.8, and get the Imperial Tent fix. Required for Skyrim 2018 is High Poly Project. So let's go ahead and download this one as well. And download it. You can use 4K textures if you have a computer more powerful than mine. This will take a little while to download depending on your internet speed. So let's go ahead and pause the video for now and come back to it in a second. Now we've gone ahead and completed downloading of all of these mods. So start with 2018. Can't disable the core stuff, but you can choose whether or not to select the rest. I'm going to go ahead and select these files. We don't have any of these 5, so don't select them. And I'm not going to install the surprise. So next, and install. Next, let's go ahead and install 2019. Next one, let's go ahead and install 2020 2.7. Now let's go ahead and install High Poly Project. And now for the bug fixes to Skyrim 2018, 19, and 2020. So 1.5, okay, merge. 1.6, okay, merge. 2020 2.8, okay, and merge. Farmhouses add-on, okay, and merge. And finally, Imperial Tent fix for 2020, merge it. On the left, drag HPP up to the top. Enable the 4 mods. Next one is Cortex. We can install Skyrim 2018 using Cortex. So go ahead and start it. Next, core. Go ahead and enable all 3 options. Next. We don't have any of those. Next. And next. Thank you for downloading. Next. Now, once done, go ahead and close. The rest of these files will require you to have them manually extracted. So, go to right click and open files location. Full screen it. Let's sort by date created. Select all except for Skyrim 2018, right click, 7-zip, and extract to //. Once you've finally gone ahead and extracted all of them, let's go ahead and add new mod from folder, and add High Poly Project. Go into High Poly Project, new folder, data. Meshes and textures need to be in data. Close it. Drag Skyrim 2018 below HPP, open Skyrim 2018
with Skyrim 2018 on the left, and where you extracted the archives on the right. We're going to go through and move them into Skyrim 2018. So, here's bug fixes 1.5. Replace some files. 1.6, do the same thing. Next is 2019, replace some files. And then the farmhouses add-on, again, replace. Next is 2020 2.7. Move both folders and replace. 2020 2.8. Again, both folders and replace. Imperial Tent fix. Drag and drop to the left and replace the 1 file.
Close both. Enable both in Cortex. Now for Vortex, go ahead and select all and switch to and hit install. or just hit install all if it's in the top right still. After a little while, Skyrim 2018 will pop up again. We're going to enable everything on step 2, and we don't have anything for the rest. So go ahead and finish it all. Once all are extracted, we're going to be doing something similar to what we did for Cortex. So enable High Poly Project, right click on 2018, open in File Manager. Go ahead and open another one of the Skyrim 2020, 2019, or 2018 on the right, and we're going to copy from the right to the left. So, bug fixes 1.5. So, starting with bug fixes 1.5, replace.
1.6, drag and replace. 2019, drag and replace. 2019 farmhouse add-on, replace. 2020 2.7, replace. 2020 2.8, replace. And 2020 Imperial Tin Fix, replace.
Go ahead and select those mods that you just worked with, and enable. Click the red lightning bolt beside 2018, have it to load before body slide output. Have it to load before CBBE, and after High Poly Project. Hit save. You can go ahead and disable the redundant mods, and once you have done this, you'll need to deploy again. The reason why we are doing this is because I will be using Cathedral Asset Optimizer to go ahead and create BSA archives, and that's a little bit easier whenever I have a single mod to work with instead of multiple. So now that we have the mods installed, whichever manager you may have used, we're going to go ahead and run Cathedral Asset Optimizer and pack all these into a BSA. For MO2 users, you'll have slightly different ESPs and BSAs and Cortex and Vortex, because we didn't merge those. Go ahead and open Cathedral Asset Optimizer, and I recommend closing your manager. Go to Open Directory, find the mod. First, High Poly Project. You will need Create BSAs and Create Dummy Plugins. The other options you do not need. You should not need any options in Process Meshes. If you have a slower computer, you can use resizing. I would recommend by fixed size 2048, 1024, or 512. I wouldn't recommend anything lower than that. Animations, leave that checked. Now let's start it. Run. High Poly Project should be done rather quickly, probably less than a minute. So now let's go back. If you use MO2, go ahead and start with 2018, and then 2019 and 2020. Once done, if you're using MO2, go ahead and go to the next one. 2019, select it, and run. Once done with 2019, let's move on to the next one, 2020, with Parallax, and run it. Now let's show the Cortex method. So go into Cortex, your profile, your mods. There's only 2 listed as today, modified. First one will probably be High Poly Project. The other one should be Skyrim 2018. So let's go into it and select Data, and run it. Alright, based off how quickly that completed, I'm going to guess this was High Poly Project instead. So let's go back up and select the other one, Mod Files, Data, and run it. Alright, now we've gotten both sets properly processed. So let's go ahead and do Vortex. Vortex mods, Skyrim SE, and Skyrim 2018. Select the folder. Run it. Alright, now that Skyrim 2018 is done, let's move on to High Poly Project as the last one for Vortex. So now that you've gone ahead and processed with Cathedral Asset Optimizer and your chosen manager, you can go ahead and close Cathedral Asset Optimizer. Go ahead and reopen your manager. Alright, now we've got your manager open. So first of all, for MO2, you can leave High Poly Project as it is, just enable the plugin. Drag and drop it up near the top, right around SRO, and lock it. For Skyrim 2018, you can go ahead and enable those two plugins, drag and drop, near the top, immediately below High Poly Project, and lock the load order. For 2019, leave it as is. For 2020, go to File Tree. Go ahead and delete 01. Yes, rename the 01 textures BSA to 0 without textures. Enable the three plugins, drag and drop, near the top, directly below 2018, and lock the load order. If you are using Cortex, go into High Poly Project, Mod Files Location, Data, and rename this. Let's go with HPP. The textures one needs to be renamed to HPP with the textures suffix remaining. Go back into Cortex. Go to 2018, Data, and once again, let's go with Pfuscher. And for 01, go ahead and rename it Pfuscher0.bsa and delete data01.esp, close it. Right click on the left, refresh. On the right, go ahead and enable the plugins that you made. Move HPP above Pfuscher, and then move all three towards the top, directly below SRO. If you use Vortex Mod Manager, go into High Poly Project, File Manager. Let's go ahead and just remove the excess from the end. Go into Skyrim 2018 and File Manager. And let's go ahead and just rename this Pfuscher. Close it. And you should probably notice deployment necessary up here. Go ahead and hit deploy. There will be warnings about changes in Vortex. We made these changes. If it's only Skyrim 2018 and High Poly Project, you can go ahead and confirm. If it's more than that, you might have some issues possibly. Go to plugins. Enable the three plugins. Double click on one and control select the other two. Go to the group and set this to large textures. Now drag and drop the indicator from Pfuscher to a High Poly Project and set must load after. Repeat this with Pfuscher 0 and hit sort now. This should have it automatically placed directly below SRO and you're good to go.